So let's say a week after the show, someone's gained 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And they feel all bloated, and that's what usually happens. They get away with eating for a few days, and now they've triggered that reward center of the brain, and so they keep eating. And then lo and behold, it's 15, 20 pounds. Well, 3,500 calories on a pound of fat. So let's say mildly you've gained, and most people gain a lot more than this, but let's say 15 pounds, all right? You would have to have eaten 52,500 extra calories within that week. It's not possible.
No.
So this is what an overcompensation is, because the body has been depleted, which goes back to our point that you cannot peak a body metabolically and cosmetically at the same time. They do gel, they do intersect at some point, usually midway through, say a 10% body fat kind of level.
Depending on the person and the circumstance, for sure.
And then about drying out, Coach, when we talk about dehydrating for the final effects of peaking the physique.
That's what I was going to say too, depending on what the person is doing and what their competition prep situation is. If you're depleting other factors, sodium, water, carbohydrate, whatever protocol you happen to be following, but the more things that fall into that depletion phase, the more down regulation and bounce back is going to come. A rebound is going to come when those are actually added back in. You take sodium and water away from people for a few days, and then you add them both back in, and that's where a lot of that 15 pounds comes from.
Any endocrine expert in the world, or metabolic expert in the world, not a diet expert, will tell you the presence and absence of water in the body, hydration versus dehydration, has complications or benefits to metabolism. So again, the cosmetic advantage of one is the disadvantage of the other.
Yeah, being dehydrated in certain circumstances, depending on the individual and what their other protocols are, can certainly have an advantage physique-wise to a point.
In the final stage?
Yeah, in the final hours even. But as far as your metabolism, it's disastrous.
Right, it's the reason we call it carb depletion and not carb supercompensation. It's the reason we call it water depletion and not water supercompensation. These things are having a pronounced metabolic effect that downregulates metabolism. So what you'll find is further down the road, because the compensation system of metabolism works on the long term, not the short term. So down the road, the next time you try to diet, your body gets stingier and stingier because it's recorded everything you've done up to that point.